So good morning children. Today we will do chapter 12, the noble path from moral science. So the first line of the chapter says that our mind is like a garden, okay, and our thoughts are like seeds. So whatever thought you will put into your mind, they will grow up into your actions. That only the two lines say. The mind is like a ground and thoughts are like seeds. Our faults are like weeds. Weeds means grass. When you sow something in the garden, with the flowers, with the fruits, with the tree, you will see some unwanted plants also grow there. Unwanted grasses also grow there. That is known as weeds. W-E-E-D-S. Unwanted grass and unwanted trees and plants, which you say ghas, poos, jhad. So our mind is like a garden. Your thought is like the seeds, and all your wrong actions are like the unwanted plants. So we have to remove from our mind all that unwanted thoughts and unwanted things which destroy our character. Okay? So the harvest is real and gives us lasting happiness. So if in your mind you are planting good thought, you will see the harvest. Harvest means the good actions will come out. You will act properly. Your habits will be good. Alright? And then second paragraph says, all of us follow different religion. Okay? So some of you may be Hindu, somebody may be Christian, somebody may be Muslim, somebody Sardarji, somebody Buddhist, somebody Jainist. So we have different religion, but all the religion teach us good things. Okay? Truth, okay? Lovingness, kindness, all teach us good things and lead us to one destiny, that we have to all act properly in a good manner. Alright? So among all these religion, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, there is one religion is Buddhism. And this chapter Buddhism is already, you have learned in class 6th history. Na? Buddhism religion, who was founder and how it was propagated, who had spread Buddhism. So we know that Buddhism is a religion and the followers are called as Buddhist, and it was started by Lord Buddha. Okay. Now Lord Buddha was very rich man. He was a princess. Okay, sorry, he was a prince. Okay, and he used to live a very luxurious life, as you have already learned in chapters of history, that his father never allowed him to face any bad things. He showed him all good things of life, all luxury things, good clothes, good foods, young and beautiful people, all kinds of enjoyment. He never knew what is illness, what is death, who is old, nothing he knew. But one day at the age of 29, he wanted to go out of his palace. So he took one of his charioteer and with him he went to the countryside, that means to his kingdom. And on the way to the countryside, his kingdom, he sees so many sights. An old man he sees, a sick man, and a sadhu he sees, which you say as a monk he sees. Okay, and then all these sights made him very sad. Okay, he became very sad. He thought, why is this happening? I never knew that there is old age. Why the people are walking so bended? Are they old? Why people are sick? That means one day I too will also become old. I too will also become sick. I too will also die. Then he sees a monk, and then he asks his charioteer, who is this man? Then charioteer explains him that this is the man who is leaving the world, and then he is staying or left everything and searching for peace. So he also decided to become an ascetic, a monk. Okay, and he used to spend long hours in fasting and in praying and in meditation, so that he gets attainment of salvation, enlightenment. Okay? And Buddha says one thing: no one can escape death and unhappiness. That means everybody in this world is going to die. Everybody is going to die, and all have to face some or the other unhappiness. If people expect only happiness in life, they will be disappointed. So don't always accept that in 24 hours and 365 days you are going to get all things good and happiness. So everybody in a life, there are ups and downs. We have joys and sorrows. We are happy, we are sad. We have good days, we have bad days. We are healthy, we are sick also. So if he says, if we will expect that we are only to be healthy always, no sickness, no sadness, and whatever we want we should get, then we will become sad. So we should accept in our life that there are good days and bad days, healthy days and sick days, sorrows and happiness. Okay, sometimes we get everything, sometimes we have to look upon for things and wait upon. Okay. So there is a story about a woman named Kisha Gotami. Okay, and her son died. And she goes to Buddha and says, Buddha ji, please bring my son back to life. You are so powerful and you are like a god. So the Buddha says, okay Kisha Gotami, I will bring your son back to life. You do only one thing to me. You go to the village, nearby place, or go anywhere and bring me handful of mustard. You know what is mustard? It is used in your kitchen. Black mustard, yellow mustard is there, which is called in Hindi as sarso. He says, एक मुट्ठी मुझे सरसों के दाने ला दो. Okay? But the thing is that only one condition is there, that you have to bring mustard from that house where nobody has died till today. The mustard should be from the house where nobody has died from many years and from the beginning. So she goes to every house and asks everybody, please give me a handful of mustard. But the condition is that in your house nobody should be dead. From the, everybody should be allowed. Dada, dadi, nana, nani, pardada, okay, grandfather, greatest grandfather, everybody should be. Okay, but every house she went, some or the other word said, oh my father is no more, oh my great grandfather is no more, oh my friend is no more, oh my uncle's uncle is no more. So somebody or the other had died at every home. So she did not get a handful of mustard from the house because there was no family where everybody was allowed. Some or the other relative or somebody had expired. Okay. So now she understood from Buddha's teaching why he told me to bring handful of mustard. That means everybody has to die one day or the other day. So Buddha explained people live in sea of suffering because of ignorance and greed. Why we are so sad? Why we are so sorrowful in our life? Because we are ignorant. Ignorant means we are not knowing things, agyani. And we are greedy. Greedy means we are wanting things. That means if I have this thing, I want more things. Maybe I have a good mobile, but if I see of my friends better mobile, I want that. My father purchased me for a cycle, but my friend has a gear cycle. I am sad because I have not that gear cycle. Okay. So we keep on having greed, things after things, and which makes us sad. If we are happy with whatever we have, then we will not be sad. So he says we are sad and sorrowful because we have greed in our life. We become unhappy by seeing what others have. Okay. So they are ignorant of law of karma and greedy for the wrong kinds of pleasures. They do not, that means we do not have things that are harmful for their own bodies and peace of mind. We do things which are harmful for us. not only for ourselves but for our body and for our mind. Watching too much of mobile, playing games on mobile, this is giving you pleasure for some time, but inwardly they are destroying you. Your peace of mind and also your body, the both things. Not only one example I gave you, the small pleasure that you get, enjoyment that you get by seeing mobile is only for small duration, but it is going to destroy your peace of mind. You will long to do it more. Like you play Free Fire. If you will pass one level, you are so much excited to do that. What it is taking from you, Free Fire, is taking from you your time. Nothing else. Na Shivansh is laughing. Okay. So, they are giving you free that. Only thing what they are taking from you, your time, your attention and everything. So, they give you small pleasure, but they take away your peace of mind, your time and your health. So, they cannot remain satisfied and we leave our enjoyment. We keep on searching something or the other. So people are like children who want more and more candies. And now we all grown up people are also like small children. If I have one chocolate, another one has what? Another chocolate. The small children will say that I want that chocolate also, I want that chips also, I want that kurkure also. Her or his chips, kurkure and chocolate they will throw and they will go behind the person who has another one. So sometimes you and me, the big people also act same way. We want to have the thing which is with others. If they get all candies, small children, they will soon tired of them and want to do something else. If your father and mother give you all, if the small children are there, if we give them chocolate, kurkure, biscuit, everything, they will sit with all that for some time, they will happy and then they will leave it and go away. Or fast eat and finish up. And again then there is sadness and they want to search something else. So although they get a stomach ache by eating many candies, they still want more. Sometimes what happens? Children, if you are getting them lots of toffees, kurkure, chips, uncle chips, all whatever you want to eat, you will eat, you will enjoy eating, very very tasty it is, and all packets you will eat up and you will not share with your brother and sister, but later on you will have the stomach upset will be there, and you will run to the toilet, you will have stomach ache, but you know you are not going to share. It will bring you suffering. So example is given to you that we want to acquire more and fill in our life and we get stomach ache, we get lots of problems. To end all these suffering and pain, we must leave our greediness and suffering. We don't have to be lalchi. He has or she has that dress, that mobile, that this, you also want to have that. Then you are not going to be happy. Okay. My friend celebrated birthday like that. I too want to celebrate like that. That is all greediness. Because you know your parents will do for you the best thing. So you should be happy with that. Okay. So Buddha called Nirvana, in which all sufferings end. Nirvana means all your pains and sorrow will end. Which is like after the death we get salvation. If you will do good karmas, your actions will be good, you will get moksha. Okay. So it is everlasting state of great and joy. Nirvana means everlasting joy, everlasting happiness. There is no end. Nobody can compare with that. This is the ultimate goal of Buddhism, giving us nirvana, ultimate happiness and ultimate joy and peace of mind and body. For that, two things we have to do. Not to have ignorance, knowing everything very well, and not to be greedy for the things, but to be happy with what we. So there is a story again about Lord Buddha's cousin. His name is Devadatta. Okay, and he is jealous of Lord Buddha. He's so much jealous that Lord Buddha has become so famous. People are following him. People are respecting him. I should also become a founder of a religion like him. People should follow me. People should respect me. Okay. So what he did, he was having a lot of jealousy against Lord Buddha. So he planned to kill Lord Buddha. Now alone he couldn't do this. So what he did, he went to Ajatashatru. Ajatashatru, already you have learned in history, was the son of Bimbisara. Okay. So he said to Ajatashatru, oh, you want to be like this only as a prince. Don't you want to become like a king? Okay. If you will help me, then I will help you to kill your father. And then you will become the king. First you help me, then I will help you, Ajatashatru, to kill your father and become the king of Magad. So Ajatashatru also got ready. Okay, I will help you, and then you help me, and then I will become the king of Magad. Okay. So both of them planned, okay, and they wanted to go kill Lord Buddha. So what they did, both of them, Devdutt, the cousin of Lord Buddha, and Ajatashatru, they both went to Vulture's Peak, is the place where Lord Buddha was sitting and meditating. Okay, he was lost in prayer and meditation. What these two did, they went on the top of the hill and took a large boulder, huge stone, and they threw it from the hill towards Lord Buddha, so that huge piece of rock may fall onto his head and he may die. And Lord Buddha was lost in prayer and meditation. That huge piece of rock which was rolled down the hill, before touching his head, split into two parts. It did not fall onto Lord Buddha. So Lord Buddha was saved because he was praying and meditating. Nothing happened. The rock piece was broken into two pieces before falling onto his head. Okay. This is one incident about showing Lord Buddha's prayer and fasting. Okay. Then what happens? Then it is telling another story of Lord Buddha's life, that Lord Buddha, once he was going through the city with his followers. All his followers were going. Okay. His all disciples, unke sare shishya, and they were walking in the city. Okay. And some of the people who were not happy with him. Okay. Two men. They came to know that Lord Buddha is coming this side with his disciples. So what they did, they wanted to kill Lord Buddha. They were not happy with Lord Buddha because he was doing good things, preaching people, making them, realizing them about their bad things and bringing them to the good path. So what they did, they took an elephant and they made the elephant to drink a lot of liquor. Liquor is something intoxicated, which is called in Hindi Madira. That they made him to drink. Okay. An elephant they made to drink too much of the intoxicated, which is said as liquor. And then elephant became mad. And when elephants becomes mad, they will kill whatever comes on their way. Okay. Whatever will come on their way, they will kill it. So the elephant became crazy after drinking, and it was running towards Lord Buddha to kill him. And Lord Buddha was walking peacefully. Okay, they hoped, those people who made the elephant drink, they thought now this elephant will go and trample down Lord Buddha and he will die. Buddha saw that elephant is running towards him, and he looked at the elephant with love and pity, thinking that this is a poor animal and they are treating him so badly, making him drink, and they are using it for their own purpose. Okay. And he kept on looking at the elephant. The elephant felt the power of Lord Buddha, and it stopped before reaching towards Lord Buddha and gently sat down and bowed down his large head towards Lord Buddha's feet. And Lord Buddha went near him and gently patted his back Okay, he told his followers the only way that we can overcome others is only ways to love, not by hatred. We have to show love. If somebody is angry, if you will also be angry, the issue will become more worse. So we need to treat things with love. So hatred cannot be overcome by hatred. We have to handle things with love. Okay. Then you remember his cousin brother Devadatta, who had planned to kill him, became very, very sick, Devadatta. And then he repented, he became sorry, he felt sorry, oh I did wrong thing. He wanted to make a sincere apology to Lord Buddha. He wanted to say sorry to Lord Buddha when he came to know that he is so forgiving, so loving and he is doing good things. He wanted to go and say sorry. Okay. And he pleaded to his people, please take me to Lord Buddha. Take me there. I want to meet him. I want to tell him sorry, whatever I have done. For the sake of our relationship, please, I'll tell him to save me and he will heal me. I will be okay. So the people took him to the Lord Buddha. He was taken to the presence of Lord Buddha. But before he could reach to his feet, okay, he was saying the name of Lord Buddha and he died. Before reaching to his feet, Devadatta died chanting the name of Lord Buddha. The deeds of Lord this Devadatta brought him to death. Anyhow, everybody has to die. So children, we always have to fill our mind with good thoughts and take out bad thoughts, because these bad thoughts will cultivate bad actions. Good thoughts will create good actions. So if you have to become a good human being, you have to fill your mind with good thoughts. Watch good things, talk good things, because whatever you will think, you will act out same, and your habit it will become, and you will become same person. So if you want to become a good human being, good person, you have to have good thoughts so that you act in good manner and your character becomes good. Okay, so this is about the noble path, about Lord Buddha. Different stories are told to you about Kisha Gautami, about Devadatta's life, about the crazy elephant. 3 stories are there. To all teach us that religious tolerance, we have to respect all religion. Forgiveness, we have to forgive others. Like Lord Buddha forgave the elephant and Devadatta also. And love is the only thing which can help us overcome all things. Hatred has to overcome by love. Okay, so this is the chapter. Read this chapter, complete your question answers, PDF is sent to you, and prepare yourself for exam. Thank you. Have a good day.